Greetings and welcome back once again to my channel. This is Madame Sharkhan, and the theme of this reading is change, big messages, breaking karmic bonds, and receiving messages from the divine, remaining calm as fortune favors the brave. This Wheel of Fortune was chosen as a subject for this entire reading, and this suggests to me that whomever this reading resonates with is in for some very big, sweeping changes that bring fortune and success and happiness and adventure and excitement. However, they must remain calm in the eye of the storm that is coming their way. And I say the eye of the storm because there's going to be a lot of very fiery changes coming into one's life in the near future. And I see that with the Page of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Knight of Wands, and the Ten of Wands. There's nothing but wands in this reading. No, I didn't plan this. You've got some big messages coming in. I'm going to tell you why I say that, because we've got the Prince of Wands here as something occurring in the most recent past or coming into the very, very near future. This is big news that is going to bring potentially big changes. The Prince of Wands, this is in the beginning phases, but this is a very energetic, passionate, exciting prospect that's coming into your life in the form of a message. This could also be the beginning of a very fiery and passionate relationship as well, or business venture. And I also talk about messages because we have Gabriel here associated with the Moon Tarot. And in this reading, the moon is showing up in the outcome. Okay? In the moon and the outcome, you have ravens here. And these ravens remind me of the ravens that Odin, the Viking god Odin, would utilize in order to send out to fly around the world, kind of scout out information and then bring the information back to Odin in order to determine what's going on, not only in the world, in the universe. Gabriel is the messenger of God. He's one of the primary messengers of God. He brings messages to earth. He's the God of Annunciation. He brought messages about John the Baptist before his birth, and he brought messages to Mary about Jesus coming to earth to be born as well. He is a messenger. This is another reason why I think there's a big message coming in. We have the Hierophant, and he is about connecting to the divine and bringing messages from the divine down to humanity and to earth. He brings religious, spiritual information, and he communicates it to earth. So whomever this reading is about, you are in for a very large message. And one of your challenges is that you're not trusting the information that you're receiving, and you're not open to it. And you must be open to it, because in the Hierophant, this is an obstacle card for you. And it's showing that you may feel very lost in your life right now. You're off your life path, or you feel detached from your life path, and you must open up in order to receive messages from the divine. In order to do that, that might come in the form of a teacher, some type of religious guide, some type of authoritarian figure in your life who is a master in their field. They are there to direct you. And in addition to that, you might be a person who has a lot of trouble with conformity and tradition and traditional classical structures. And as a result, you might be rebelling against that. I see a lot of fire here. Two of Wands, Knight of Wands, and the Ten of Wands, and the Page of Wands. In addition to that, the major primary number associated with this reading today is 5. People associated with the number of 5, they are extremely brilliant. They're very quick. They're very perceptive. They view situations in like a large form, and they view complex situations, and they can simplify it very quickly. These people are quick on their feet. Okay, they're associated with the planet Mercury, which is the Roman god for business and trade. The planet Mercury goes around the sun a lot quicker than all the other planets, which symbolizes again quickness, swiftness. There is this drive with the number five of needing to not be constrained. So when we have somebody here and their obstacle is the Hierophant and the reading's resonating with the number five that doesn't like to be constrained, that's outgoing, spontaneous, loves life, is passionate with their lovers, is passionate with their adventures, and is really quick, very socially active, and is high functioning. A lot of people can't handle being around them and they can't handle standing still. So, of course, the Hierophant would be a challenging card for them. But they have to understand, whomever this reading is about, a little bit of structure is important in order to direct you in the right direction. Okay, so then we have what's playing to your benefit. Ten of Wands. This is a person who has accomplished a lot. They've carried a heavy load. They're capable of carrying a heavy load. They're ready to break generational bonds. They are ready to break traumatic um, uh, cycles, trauma bonds, trauma cycles. They are ready to move forward and they can draw off of all of their experience in order to do that. They have learned things. They have changed quite a bit in the recent past with all of the things that they've learned and that they've carried on their shoulders, including other people. The moon is the outcome card, which seems a little bit odd. But what it's saying here is that somebody's got a big message coming in and they've got to learn to work around structure, work around conformity, and recenter themselves and work on receiving proper messages in order to figure out where they're going next. And right now, this person again feels somewhat lost. They're feeling a little bit disillusioned. They're not sure who they can trust, and they're not sure where they should go moving forward. And it's the same here in the Hierophant card. Not, feeling lost, unsure. You really have to focus in on guidance. And right now, the moon is associated with the Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel is associated with the moon, femininity, rebirth. This reading could also suggest actually giving birth to a new child, giving birth to a new project, giving birth to a very important venture that has um, life changing results associated with it, but feeling afraid about moving forward because right now you're moving into the unknown. This is a movement into uncharted territory. Think about how, Mother Mary would have felt having an angel come down out of nowhere saying, "You're going to have a baby, and this is going to be, a baby from holy, conception. And obviously, this baby's going to be ostracized and picked on for, not being a product of your husband, Joseph." Like, could you imagine? She would have felt like she was walking through a forest, a dark forest with no understanding of where she's going. The another thing with the number five is people that are functioning under this frequency. Change is coming and change is coming for the good, but it's really hard to hold them down. It's really hard to peg them down. So in relationships, they're not always that predictable. They're not predictable in their business dealings. These people have a lot of strength and power around them, and they're ready to charge into the unknown. So if you've got that five and you've got the important messages coming your way, there's no need to feel afraid. But in the outcome position, understand that you must listen to your intuition and that voice in your head from the divine indicating who to trust and who not to trust. You must listen to your inner voice. The moon itself is also about bringing messages from the divine, celestial messages down to earth. And you see that with the light it brings and the effect it has on tides. Okay, so we have Gabriel here. And remember that this angel is about guidance, protection, and can exact justice upon the earth. So you must, in breaking karmic ties, remain in an ethical and moral disposition. Don't do unethical things to hurt people because this angel can easily support you and turn on you at the same time. The Two of Wands is about finding a balance, possibly a relationship, inner and outer balances, uniting your actions with your desires. And then we have the Knight of Wands, who is an extremely fiery person. You've got the Phoenix there, symbolizing rebirth and renewal and charging forward. And then you've got the four lunar cycles here. So there is a big change coming in the near